Ready? It's Althea and
Maurice, the third.
Yeah, he's a third, M3. I'm his mom. He is a senior at Butler University in Indianapolis. You can see in the background the second child coming in. Would you like to come in, Malik?
What's this?
It's a video, honey. We're videotaping. Okay, so the other child is also a senior. He's a senior in high school. So what are you guys doing to pass the time during the days when you're not on your school learning, your e-learning?
I got a book that I've been reading. I'm almost like 200 pages away.
And I want to read that book. Okay.
Watch Netflix and HBO a lot.
You're both playing video games.
All the time.
Yeah,
when I'm don't
rarely
work.
Right now, but before, like when I first got here, yeah, played a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I've actually played less on days once I started taking like the appraisal classes and stuff.
So Malik, talk a little bit about your job and what you're doing when you're not doing schoolwork or playing video games or training, because he's been getting up and still training in the mornings.
I am an appraiser's trainee. Basically, I help out a full licensed appraiser with certain parts of the appraisal process, basically just finding the price of homes and comparing it with homes around that area. So now I'm taking a course to become an actual registered appraiser. So by the time I'm in college, I can be doing that as my first source of income, and then see how after college, if I want to do that in bulk as a full job, or if I want to have two jobs in my actual major and be an appraiser, or just be a full appraiser.
And since we're talking about majors and jobs and what would happen after, Maurice, talk a little bit about what you're interested in and what you're thinking about doing.
So my major was marketing. Right now I'm interning for a business consultant. It's a smaller business, but she focuses on tailoring her services to other local small businesses, to the Indianapolis community. So just like trying to uplift the community.
Mm-hmm.
But what I've been looking for like post-grad is a lot more in like the music industry. And then since I've had this internship, like it's kind of opened my eyes to kind of being a consultant and like looking in that field. So really, I've just been searching right now.
Yeah. What's the market looking like?
I don't know.
I mean, what kind of responses are you getting?
I've had like maybe like 2 or 3, just like we've decided to move on with somebody else's resume, things like that.
How does that make you feel?
I mean, like you just gotta prepare for that. It's just like you take it on the chin and keep going. And I know like a lot of people say like you gotta apply to like hundreds of jobs, and I'm just like, I don't know if I want to apply to hundreds, but like I'll pick like the ones that I really want, and like the ones that are in the industry that I want to be in.
So, one of the pieces of advice that your dad and I are always giving to both of you guys is it's not always about the application process, but it's also about who you know and using your contacts.
Networking.
Yeah, networking. So are you employing any of that as you look for things in the future?
I haven't yet, no.
Do you think it could be a good resource?
Yeah, it probably could be.
Yeah. What do you think, Malik?
Well, I mean, I'm still really in high school. I feel like my greatest network for the future is probably going to be built in college. Of course, I'm still going to consider to see how the rest of my high school friends grow up and grow, and see if they still be like a good certain people to put in. Like, I guess because my business network, and then of course you have like just still friends.
Yeah, your social
so I'm still going to have, still my friends from high school, but at times you have to be able to separate between business and friends, because some of your friends can't be in business with you, and that's just, it's a sad truth, but it's real. So
that brings me to the fact that, Maurice, you have a company with a couple of your friends. So how has that been to run a business with people that you were friends with in high school and have known for like more than 7-8 years?
It's been fun.
Family.
Like we had like it's always fun because like you know that they're gonna give you real feedback, and you know that you're gonna give them real feedback. You're not gonna like hold anything out and be like, oh yeah, I like that. If it's not good, like they'll tell you straight up, like, bro, we can't do that, or we're gonna have to switch that. So it's like good to have those kind of people around you. And then you also can like get onto them because they know like you're not just like nagging them or anything. Like you have their best interest at heart. So it's always good to like work with people like that, especially when you're like-minded, because you just click instead of just like clashing.
Now, did you always start out with the same business partners that you have now?
No, I mean, the idea that I had for like creating shirts, like I started, what was that, like sophomore year? When it was
in high school or college?
College.
College.
No, high school. The first time I did it was high school. And I had 4 people, but we didn't have like money between us 4. So it kind of fell through. And then I tried it again junior year of college, but that time we had a bigger group, because I was like, with a bigger group, like I'll have more people that will input ideas, And then like when it gets time to put money in, like it's split in a bigger way. So like not everybody has to chop off like hundreds of dollars. They can chop off like less than 100, and we'll still get like a good amount of shirts.
It'd be like a mutual.
Yeah, exactly. And it's more people like to spread the word, because if you have a bigger group and all those people spread the word, you reach a broader audience.
But what happened?
That didn't really work out because I kind of had in my head like, oh, I'm gonna put all this stuff in the group chat, like other people will too, and it ended up just being like 2 or 3 people that put it in. So then I moved from the 8 to just us 2 or 3, and it was better, but it's just like you combining like the stuff that I have to do for school plus the stuff I had to do for soccer, plus trying to find an internship with them, trying to find internships, trying to finish up their schoolwork, things like that. Like there's not enough time that fell for doing the company. So,
and that's real life talk. So even though Maurice is talking from the perspective of a college student, a senior in college who's playing Division I athletics and trying to finish schoolwork and get ready for graduation, these are the same things that people like I come up against, and where the things that got in the way for him were sports and school. What gets in the way for me might be having to do something for the kids, or do something here at the house, or do something for my business that's already existing, so I can't work on maybe a new project. And that's always a challenge for a serial entrepreneur. Malik, you talked a little bit about doing the appraisal business after school, but then you also mentioned, after college I'm talking about, but then you also mentioned possibly having a job. What do you think are the differences between having a job and running a business?
Well, the workload is different if you would think about it. If you are running your own company, it is going to be a lot more work than if you are to just work for somebody. If you work for somebody, the heads of the company will pass the work down, and it'll trickle down to you. So you don't really have to go out there and find the work that you're doing. But if you're an entrepreneur, you have to go out there, you have to find the work. If you have inventory, you have to do that yourself until you really grow and build your company to become like a really big company, in which you can start hiring employees. Even if you start with just your friends, it's still going to be difficult to start. However, if you are, an appraiser, like what I plan to become, there's a board that you would join, and then once you get to a certain qualification level, they will start to send you certain things. And then you can also do it by knowing people privately. Like, for example, like once I become registered, people from Dad's firm I could go to and I could talk to, and I could be doing some of their listings. I could be doing some of, not refinances, I don't believe, but I can start doing stuff like that. I just can't work for the government legally yet. So I would have to still go through another 1,000-hour class underneath Rod, the person I'm training underneath, until I can be able to do higher level things. And that's when I'm already going to be in college. So I would be doing a lot more work to become a higher level entrepreneur. But if I was to just work for somebody, I mean, I guess you could say the workload would be less, but it really depends. because you never really know until you get that job.
Yeah, it depends on what the job is. And
But
the same thing with your business too. I mean,
mhm.
if you're starting this early in high school and through college, it might not be the same for you, building your business as a graduate from college, because you'll have 5 years of work under your belt and connections built. So this is the last question I'll ask the two of you. What has it been like to have parents who both worked in corporate America, because your dad worked in corporate the majority of your life, Maurice, and up until you were in high school, Malik, but then to also have me be an entrepreneur on the other side, and so you get to see both sides. What has that been like, and how has that had an impact on your decisions for the future?
Like, you guys have always told me, like, it depends on what you want and what you want to do. So, like, if you want to just do somebody else's work and just get paid a paycheck at the end of the day and just do, like, little bits of work or whatever they give you, then, like, that's when you go into a corporate job. But I also see some of the perks, like, with how Dad got to travel, like, all these different places and do stuff. Like, that would be cool to do. But you've also shown us that, like, as an entrepreneur, you can still do that. Like, you can still travel while also doing work on your own time and paying yourself. So it's just like I feel like it's a good thing to see, because I feel like a lot of other people are kind of like, oh, like, being an entrepreneur, like, it's a lot of work. I can just go and get this job and grow through the levels of the job to get, like, to the salary that I want, that'll let me live the life I want to live. But for me, it's just like, I don't really care that much about the money, but it's like, I would like to have enough to do, like,
what I want to do.
But I also want to work for myself and do something that I really want to do. Like, I don't want to just go get a job somewhere doing marketing for whoever, because, like, marketing interests me, but it doesn't interest me enough that I can just be like, yeah, like, I'm just going to sit here and, like, market this product or that product. Like, I have to care about it for me to actually be, like, into, like, oh yeah, like, I'm really liking what I'm doing. So
That's fair.
I'm focused probably more on, like, the passion side of figuring out what I want to do.
Okay. Malik?
It allows me to see how people can really balance out their time. For example, you do everything that you want to do and everything that helps you financially, but at the same time, you're able to take a day off if you want, whenever you want. Of course, it's going to impact your money later, depending on if you, let's say you had a client that day and you said, oh no, I'm not going to take the client that day, which you don't ever do. But you could do that because you own your own company. You do what you want and it's your own. However, if you go and work in corporate, for example, like what Dad did, me and Maurice and you knew there was a chance that every week he was probably going to be out of the country. Like, he was going to be gone for business. Even when he got home at around, 5, 6?
When he was in town.
He would still be in the office every day after work until probably 9 or 10.
And he was stressed.
Yeah, always. Well, not really always, because around 10 he would come downstairs and then we would just start clowning. But besides that, I mean, it was he was stressed a decent amount of the time, but he was really just trying to provide for all of us.
That's right.
So that was really his main focus when doing everything in corporate. So I can understand why he was doing it, but at the same time, nobody wants to be that stressed. Because I mean, if you see the version of Dad before versus the version of Dad now, he's much more happy, much less stress, able to do what he wants to do, still able to help in his community, still able to help in his fraternity, even though he's no longer the president, even though he still feels like he, but
that's a whole different conversation.
But he's able to do a lot more with his not really free time, because he's still always working. Super now busy. Yeah,
but I think that's the nature of who he is. He likes to be busy. Yeah. He likes to be creating. He likes to be doing stuff. And I think that's what's so cool about entrepreneurship. All of the things I love, I can do. And then it doesn't feel like work. That's why he's in there, because he loves what it is he's creating on that computer, whatever it is, right? With all the different businesses. So I think that's just the cool thing. All right, well, is there anything you all want to add before we close? No? All right. Well, I'm Althea. That's Malik. That's Maurice. That's second born. That's firstborn. Peace and light.
I'm out here. I love y'all.